One of Jamaica's great intellects, and perhaps our greatest historian to date, Joel Augustus Rogers, once wrote, "Of the most ancient of names for so-called black people, Negro, a native African word, is probably the oldest. We are the oldest known branch of the human race. Negro, coming from the river Niger, found its way into Latin, and since the people from that region were dark-skinned, it came to mean black. Negro means the people of the great river. On the other hand, black or colored, like white, are European words." Rogers would later say, of course, there is only one race, the human race, but of all the names used in the Americas to set the dark-skinned citizen apart, Negro is the least objectionable. Not only is it very ancient, but it has a record in the West of 4 centuries of fortitude, endurance, and survival power rare in the annals of mankind. This year marks 100 years since the founding of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League by our first national hero, the Right Excellent Marcus Mosiah Garvey, in 1914 in this very city of Kingston. The name, he said, he determined after 2 days and 2 nights of careful meditation. Garvey would then write, "Men and women as black as I, and even more so, had believed themselves white under the West Indian order of society. I was simply an impossible man to use openly the term Negro, yet everyone beneath his breath was calling the black man a nigger." The UNIA Constitution would stipulate that only members of the Negro race could be admitted to membership. Of this, Garvey would make absolute certainty by declaring the word Negro with a capital N as the best legal term to define the race. He would later say, "The term African is as healthy and original as nature can make it. But unfortunately, others have invaded the land of the African and have within that time so controlled it as to assume for themselves the name and title of African," which brings up the question as to who is an African. By all definitions, black is a color, and there are many people black in color who are not of the Negro race. African is a nationality, legally determined by examining the passport or birth certificate of any person of any race, born or naturalized in an African nation. Today, there are millions of Arab North Africans and millions of white South Africans. Garvey's clear concern with the legal definition of race and his foresight 100 years ago in creating an organization to represent a race that had been exploited, brutalized, and scattered should be brought into sharper focus as we wrestle with the issue of reparations today. The transatlantic slave trade sowed the thread of institutionalized racism into the fabric of modern society. In seeking redress, it must be approached on the basis of race. To whom is reparations legally due? And for whom can it be legally decided? Do the governments of these now independent former slave colonies duly represent the race that should be compensated? As we search for the legal arguments to justify our calls for reparations, recall these words of our first national hero. "If we were Negroes when we were down under the heel of oppression, then we will be Negroes when we are up and liberated from such thraldom." Perhaps his genius in seeking to organize us on the basis of race, as opposed to nationality, class, or color, will now come to light in this centennial year of the founding of his Universal Negro Improvement Association. One God, one aim, one destiny.